When the flags went up unofficially on lampposts, this was all about a sort of anti-establishment feeling, wasn't it? I mean, does it kind of work in the same way if it's a local council putting them up officially?
Well, I think...
Before we hear what Lee Anderson thinks, here's a bit of background. Lee Anderson's claim of £75,000 worth of flags across Nottinghamshire won't cost the taxpayer a single penny. A total of 164 banner flags have been installed across the county in 82 locations. Lee Anderson said, yes, it has cost £75,000 to put these up all throughout Nottinghamshire, but the good news is it will not cost the taxpayer a single penny. We want to get these sponsored by local businesses. They're going to pay for the fitting, the upkeep and the maintenance. So it has cost the taxpayer so far. Once the money has been recouped, only then will the venture not have been a financial burden on the council. But then one also has to consider the planning time and energy put in by members of the council to achieve this. Anyway, back to Lee.
If councils, local councils, can put pride flags up in Stenton Marketplace, I ain't got a problem with that. If they can build pride zebra crossings, I haven't got a problem with that. There's nothing wrong with us putting Union flags up in and around Nottinghamshire.
OK, we haven't got anyone here from Nottingham City Council to comment on this.
Well, just have a walk round the corner, it's there, you can see it.
But Adam, I suppose, you know, £75,000, let's be honest, is a drop in the ocean for a county council that has an annual budget of £600 million, a small price to pay, you could argue, for boosting civic pride.
Well, sure, Peter, and I think the flags are great. I was just driving in to come to the programme this morning and I saw one of the flags on the road in Beeston on the way in. But I was struck by the fact that the flag was flying over a road that was full of potholes, and 75 grand is an awful lot of money to spend specifically on this.
Wait for Lee to get owned on his line of attack over potholes, saying the government needs to give more money to fix them, as Labour MP Adam Thompson also highlights that the flags have yet to be funded by outside interests.
I appreciate Lee was talking about sponsoring and maybe some model in the future that involves businesses sponsoring the flags.
The model's in place.
Sponsor pothole repairs.
No, the model's in place. The model's in place. Maybe if your government would give us extra money, we could fix the potholes.
Well, and in fact we have £1.6 billion extra to fix potholes.
What about Lee's points on the pride flags in Nottingham City?
Well, I think they're, you know, equally they're all right to put those up.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of the flags.
What about the costs of pride flags? You could, repair potholes with that.
Well, sure. I'd love to see the potholes repaired.
The point I'm making is, madam, these flags we put up aren't costing the taxpayer a single penny. In fact, they will make money.
I think they are costing this year. I think it's fair to say, as we've been saying,
the money will be recouped.
There used to be
you
money.
Can't guarantee that, though, can you?
There used to be more money that was given to the communities.
Here, Marianne Overton, an independent Lincolnshire County councillor, talks Anderson through the logistics of how councils work, bringing into focus how funds are distributed and how taking from one cause will only mean less for another. Listeners, Lee struggles to hear this reality.
The councils had a certain amount of money each, and that went to the communities directly. And if you put money in, £1,000 for a local pensioners group or a children's group, that makes a huge difference to those communities.
Yes.
But half of that money, at least, has been taken off to go to do the flags.
No, it hasn't.
That money has been reduced from the councils. Absolutely, it's been reduced.
When Mick Barton got into power this year,
this money comes from the council funds.
When Mick got into power this year,
I just want to ask Marianne about what's happening in Lincolnshire actually as well, because the Reform-led council there has said that it will not take down some of the flags that have been put up unofficially, even if they're looking pretty tatty. Do you think they should?
The problem with the flags is that they don't last forever and they will get tatty, and a scruffy flag is actually worse than no flag for your sense of pride in your country.
Well, you replace them,
and that's why I think it's really important that they have to be dealt with.
Will you replace the flags?
What is Lee talking about? These are flags that have been put up illegally. The council has no obligation to replace them. What an idiot.
Yourself.
These are not ones that I put up.
It's on the local authority to do it, isn't it?
What I'm saying is that if the council puts them up, there is a responsibility for their ongoing costs. And I saw there's a sum for maintenance. I don't know if it's going to be big enough. If they need replacing every year, you're going to need some kind of bigger sum. So I like the idea of having them sponsored.
Excellent.
But actually it should have been at the outset, right in advance.
Click here for some more flag shagging fun.